Hi, this is Lyndall, and here I am pre-planning for the week of June 3rd through to June 9. I'm using this lovely sticker kit by Ashley Kay. I'm pointing out where I've got a bit of an oil mark on my stickers, which I don't know how it got there, but I know that it got there after I'd opened them. Probably when I was eating something greasy at my computer desk. So Ashley Kay stickers are a little bit thicker than some of the others I've used, but I love the way they feel to write on, and they've just got some really, really nice simple artwork on them that I really like. So even though they're a little bit on the thicker side, I keep coming back to them because they're good to write on and I really like the art. So here I am just picking out what I'm going to be using first, and I'm using these clear date stickers by Barley and Moon. Ashley Kay doesn't have date dots with her sets, but she has the day covers, and I thought this would be a nice little addition to this sticker set. So these are foiled in silver. I'm using my offset tweezers. They're actually really handy because the tips of them go to such a fine point. Actually, it goes to such a fine point that you can accidentally stab yourself with it, and I have done so in the past. So there's a little plastic protector that goes on the end of them, which I generally keep on when they are not in use because they are so bloody sharp that I have stabbed myself numerous times with them. But they're great for things like this. So on with these date covers. And I don't know if you can notice, but I've sort of Franken-planned my planner. I've completely uncoiled it and put in from March until June from my previous planner because I want to go straight into the new one, because I wanted to get the new planner to have a look at it. Look, I'm just going to confess, I'm obsessed planner. I don't need an excuse to buy one. We all know what that's like. I wanted it and I got it. Bam, end of story. So I put some months from my old planner. As you can see, there's the black tabs, and just before you could see the grey ones from the new one. So at the end of this month I will be transitioning into the new part of the planner. I might uncoil it and take out what I put in simply because it's just a little bit too fat. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I just wanted it all in one place. I didn't want to have to swap planners, but it would have been easier to swap planners than to have to uncoil and recoil twice. So I don't know. But I also wanted to uncoil and recoil just to see how that worked. So now the new planner doesn't have the flags up in the top of the pages, so I've decided that I'm just going to ignore them and cover them up with Tombow to get used to planning for a no flag spread. Now, the new planners have the month and a little hexagon in this spot, so I will probably still be using a quote box, not so a quote box sometimes, and covering that up. Not that I don't like it, I've got so used to having that tiny little box up in the left hand corner that I've decided that at least for a while I'm going to cover the month up, because I mean the month's on the tab, I don't really need it. So here I am putting in my to-do headers. I'm going to do my usual thing when I've got unbordered checkboxes, and that is cut them in half. So I have 3 tasks that I put down for every day. And I really like the idea of just starting with 3 things that have to be done in a day, and then only adding to that after the first 3 things have been completed. That way you don't feel so overwhelmed. So as I discussed in my previous video, which I did this plan with me before doing the voiceover for that one, I'm going to rethink my use of headers, well, the labelled headers. So I think I might still use the to-dos, but I'm not going to bother with the todays or the little things. I might occasionally use a this week or reminders or important or something like that, but things that are superfluous, like the today header, when you know it's freaking today, I'm not going to be using those anymore. Now here I've just marked down the halfway point with a EK Success journaling pen, and I made sure to stay outside of where the stickers actually were. I did this because it's really hard to see when you've got the ruler down the exact line where the half mark point is. So if I mark it out with that pen, just a couple of black dots, it makes it much easier to see. So here we are with our little 3 checklists. I wish more stick makers made 3-point checklists. I mean, yeah, you can cut them in half, but it's much easier if they're already done. So we'll see how that goes. I'm getting a new printer next week, so we'll see how that goes. I'll try and make myself my own checklists. And to tell you the truth, I'm sick of the heart checklists. I'm sort of over them. because I've used a bullet journal, I'm sort of used to crossing things off or notating whether they're being moved forward or whether they're no longer important, or so it's hard to use those symbols in a heart checklist, whereas if it was a square or a circle it would be much more visible. So I don't know, as much as I love these stickers, I'm just, and it's not just Ashley K heart checklists, I'm just over heart checklists altogether. So there we go, we've got 3 to-do lists for every day. Now on with the bottom washi. Hopefully I didn't put anything upside down this week. So I'm actually recording this 8 o'clock Sunday night Australian time. So I will be moving into this today. I have already planned a little bit for the next couple of days. I only pre-plan for these videos, and sort of as I know what's coming in the next week, I'll add whatever needs to be added then. For some reason this sticker didn't want to play nice. I actually really like the colour scheme for this stamp set. I don't know, I sort of like cactuses too at the moment. So I'm not sure why I skipped Wednesday, but we'll probably find out. So yeah, if you have the same problem I'm having right now with the Tombow, it's because I don't have the grey bit down a bit and I'm using it at an awkward angle. But if you have that little grey bit down, it will keep it steadier onto the page so it doesn't, so the whiteout strip doesn't go to the side. As you can see, I've got a tiny bit on the sticker there, but scratching it off with my nail. So I put down the full boxes from Monday through to Friday. I really like how these are sort of, they're a little bit neutral and a little bit subtle. I don't know why, but that middle cactus, the one I put down before this, reminds me of hairy legs. Actually, it reminds me of, there's this YouTuber I watch who sells stickers and other stuff called Catnip. And she did this drawing, and I'm pretty sure the chick had hairy legs. There's a drawing of a woman. I think. Don't quote me on it. I'll have to go and look. I was positive it was her, but I might be wrong. I think she did like a body positivity thing. I usually put the weekend banner down on top of something, but I didn't this week. And I'll have to wait to use that Hello Spring, because spring is definitely over for us. It's definitely winter here. Now, I'm using these water trackers as Instagram trackers. I'm trying to post more to Instagram. So I figured the best way to track that would be using a daily tracker. So I'm just changing up the water trackers for a daily habit tracker. There is another one on one of the other sheets. I think there's another meal, little things, and another one of these water trackers. I've sort of been a bit slack on posting to Instagram. I've really got to up my Instagram game. And I've got to learn how to do format GIFs for Instagram stories. I'm pretty much an Instagram noob, so I'm just learning as I go. Just looking for a pen colour that went with this kit somewhat. This is I think it's a Papermate Flare. Yep, a Papermate Flare pen. And these sorts of pens are a little bit awkward writing over the Tombow. You've got to have a very light hand. And here I've found the other little water tracker sticker. So I believe now we're going on to the sidebar. There's that little extra bit of washi on the Ashley K stickers, and I'm cutting it down into smaller washi strips to use as separators for the different things I'm putting down in the sidebar. With my handy dandy ruler and my trusty little knife. I decided just to use what I had there and see if I needed to cut more later. I think I did cut another one. Believe I'm going to pull that up and stick the this week header down before it. I must pull both of them up and rearrange them after I've stuck this weekly tracker down. My weekly trackers for this week are for watercolor and my card making. I haven't had much time to do any card making recently, and I would like to at least get some done. The only card making I've done lately is for, I had my mother's birthday and Mother's Day, and then I have a friend who, a family friend who is sort of a bit sick at the moment, and their illness is they've got dementia as a result, and she's had to go into a home which she's going to be moving there on Tuesday. So I made her a card which she got during one of her probably last lucid episodes. So basically the cards I've had to make are ones that I needed, not that I was just doing for fun, although making any card is fun. It's just a little harder when you're doing it for someone that's losing themselves. So now I'm guessing I stepped away for a bit then, that's why there was a sudden change in the scene. So here I'm just cutting off the weekend of this day tracker thing that I usually use for my meals, simply because by the time it hits Saturday I don't really use it. I use it for the beginning of the week, and then Sunday we have family dinner, so that's either my mother cooks something that's that I can eat for keto, or if she doesn't, it's like catch and kill, which is the term my brother-in-law uses for when you find your own food to eat. Catch and kill night. So I always have trouble with this part of the sidebar, and because I'm sort of new to planning I think it's going to take me a bit to figure out what works best for me in that last little bit. Once I've filled these trackers out, I think I cut another little piece of that washi and I put the reminders down, or the reminder header and another checklist. That must have been crooked. The only thing, I mean, yes, these stickers are a little bit thicker, but the thing that really gets to me about that is if you want to bring one of the stickers back up, they can separate into a top layer and then the bottom layer. So, and there's someone that likes to lift stickers up a bit and reorganize them. It can be a bit of a problem. So I'm quite sure if you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me go on about that glass craft mat that I'm doing my plan with me on. It's great. I can ink on it, cut on it, put paint down on it, which I believe there is actually maybe paint. I think I've got a bit of cardstock over the side over some watercolor paint that's actually still on the glass mat from a watercolor project. Just wanted to make sure I didn't need to cut it down, and I didn't. It fit perfectly. And I believe that is the very last thing I did for this planner, unless I put in family dinner, which I didn't. So that's it. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, hit that like button. I'd love it if you subscribed. And if you want to make sure that you get to see my videos every time I release one, hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.